spine. So drawing the knees in towards the chest. So the spine is curled. You can bring the forehead towards the knees if you like. But let's just have a little rock around here, as we often do to begin our practice. And notice as you rock around the spine, moving in all its different directions of movement. Little twist, little back bend as you take the knees away from you. So we want it to be quite snaky and fluid. And then resting the feet down onto the ground and just start to tilt the pelvis. So we'll begin to tilt the pelvis forward and back. And just watching the spine arch and curl. And just give this as much time as you like. I'm going to give prompts and you can choose to follow my prompts, or you might just get lost in your own thing and be doing that instead. So we can start to rock the legs, rock the knees from side to side, moving into a rotation. And we can do a side bend lying down, but it's much easier to do that when you've got the legs straight, so you can let the whole body sort of arch over to one side. And then you can let the whole body arch over to the other side. And just exploring any one of those movements that you like. What feels good, what feels like what the body wants. And as you're moving, you can feel into where your body needs a bit of attention today. And you might find it's your wrist. Maybe now's the time to be doing some wrist circles or some ankle circles, or a few turns of the head if your neck feels stiff. And then let's move it up a notch. So we'll roll on over to one side and press all the way up to actually let's go to seated. So coming to take a seat and just be anywhere where you land. I've just landed in this position here, so I'm going to stay here. And then just exploring a side bend here. You might be cross-legged, you might be in a mermaid seat. See how it feels. You could be sweeping around, you could be going directly from side to side. And you can let the music to some degree guide you. Do you need to stay there for a while, for a few breaths, or do you want to keep moving? And it doesn't have to be symmetrical either. I'm not going to do the other side. Let's do some flexion and extension here. So rounding and arching. You might think, actually, I liked doing the side bending. I'm going to carry on doing that, or I'm ready for a twist now. So you could be moving into either a static twist if you want to stay there and hold it. If you're ready to hold, I always want to flow a little bit when I first begin moving. And then we'll move on up to all fours. So just finding your way on up. And so we'll start in our classic all fours. And the obvious place to start would be with our cat-cow, our flexion and extension of the spine. And then you might feel like going into side bending. So just doing a little puppy wag. And then it could be interesting here to see what would happen if your hands weren't stuck to the ground. You could let the movement travel all the way along the spine into the arm. or it might move all the way down the spine, all the way down to the leg. And it's not supposed to look good. It's okay if you encounter a movement and you just think, nah, that didn't really do anything. Just find a different one. And then let's move on up to down dog. The spine is quite mobile here in most directions. And we can use the feet as well, can't we? The pelvis obviously is connected to the feet. So as the pelvis sways from side to side, the feet are naturally moved. You can do a twist here if you want. Slide one arm underneath, twist around. Twisting is not as easy here. And then we're just going to walk it on up to the hands, or walk the hands back towards the feet. And you can stay here for a while if you like. Again, just exploring the directions of movement of the spine. And then rolling all the way up to standing. Just going to adjust my camera before I disappear. There we go. Okay, so let's come and stand. Just finding your feet on the ground, and then maybe just starting with a little sway. Again, just letting the rhythm of the music guide you. And it will be quite easy here to move into a side bend. And you can take that any way you want to. As you go over, the rib cage might want to move into more of a rotation. It's not supposed to look like yoga. We're just discovering how the body wants to move today. And then we do a little rotation. You could let the arms just loosely swing. Or you could do something bigger, a bit more extravagant. And it's not so easy to flex and extend the spine here because our pelvis is kind of locked in place by the legs. But if we bent the knees, we could do some flexion and extension here in a sort of chair pose. Or just explore. Maybe that will take you all the way down to a forward bend. There are no rules. And then bringing yourself all the way up to standing. Well done. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm just going to stop the music for now. And let's stay in Tadasana for a moment, and we'll just have a good shake out. Shake out your shoulders, shake out the legs, the ankles, let the flesh wobble around on the bones. And if you just did that as your practice, that would be a fine practice to do in one day.